Oh, religiously speaking, Mary, did you know?
That's a real bad one.
My minister likes to bring this one up every year. She's like, of course she fucking knew. An angel came down from heaven and told her she was...
Have you read the goddamn Bible?
Yeah.
It's not like she was just like, I got a regular baby. That she was like, oops. It turns out it was a Jesus baby. No, like...
Oops, all Jesus.
Even the most surface level, like, possible reading of the Bible will not give you that wrong impression. Welcome to RPG Book Club, the podcast where we play a little bit of a video game and talk about how it makes us feel. Emphasis on the little bit this time around. I am Maddie Webben.
I am Sam Allman.
And I'm Elias Sailor Eli Warren.
And this time we'll be playing part 5 of Final Fantasy X. We're going to be stopping at the top of a mountain right before a boss that's going to kick your ass. I'll explain the details later.
That's next week. Today we're stopping...
I'm explaining when we're stopping.
We're stopping at the Romance Lake today.
Yeah.
You're not in the future.
I was thinking about the future. Today we will be playing part 5 and stopping after the Romance Lake. As a reminder, this game is going to be the game is a dedicated voting period for our Best of the Rest bracket, which is a losers bracket for all the games we didn't play last year. What's the current vote?
I think Dragon Quest is actually winning at this point, isn't it?
Dragon Quest won, I believe. Sorry, I forgot that you were going to be having to ask me questions right now, and I shoved my face full of food.
Won the losers bracket?
No.
It's alright, Sam. It makes us look more like
this
real
is just
people
round 2, right?
when we do things like choke to death during the intro or shove food in our faces.
Alright, let me go and check.
Good for Dragon Quest, because like I said, I have plans for Magic Knight Rare. So.
Yeah, so Dragon Quest 1, Match 2. I mean, technically there's an hour left, but I'm not going to tell anybody. By the time we finish recording this, Dragon Quest will have won.
Just keep your mouth shut, or they'll all go switch their votes to fucking Magic Knight Rare.
Finally won literally anything, thus ending
anything, right?
our running gag of the show.
Golf claps for Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest has won its round, which means it'll be going up against what in the winner's bracket?
It'll be going up against Okage Shadow King in the winner's bracket, but the next vote will be between Magic Knight Rayearth and Shining Force.
Cool.
Magic Knight
Rayearth has now lost once. If Magic Right Nayearth loses again, it's out.
Magic Right Rayearth.
Yeah. Same with Shining Force.
Right. They both are right. Yeah. So it's the last double last chance, because those guys have already lost. They already lost last year, and now they've lost again. So if Magic Knight Rayearth or Shining Force loses, then we're never going to play them again unless we feel like it.
Yeah, we'll probably feel like it.
We reserve the right to find some bullshit reason to play any of these games. Just FYI.
Yes.
Yes.
But, theoretically speaking, that's it for these guys. I also think you should vote for Shining Force because, A, we need some goddamn Sega representation up in this bitch. And also, as Eli was saying, Eli really wants to play Magic Knight Rayearth, but wants to play it not for this podcast. I don't actually know what his deal is. I can't wait to find out. So please vote for Shining Force. Not that it matters, because Dragon Quest is gonna steamroll everything anyway, right, guys? Right?
I don't know. This is the big decider week. Like, everyone was super excited for Okage and also Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest is gonna win, right, guys?
Right? I'll put all my money on Dragon Quest. I will not do that. Anyway, before we get into this, so you know how last week everything kind of exploded for 3 straight hours? Well, things are going to continue exploding for like 3 more straight hours.
Yeah.
But before we talk about that, how y'all folks doing?
Well, I wanted to die the other day. Other than the awful allergies I was having, like my brain knew it was April Fool's Day and was like, all right, time to fuck up your immune system.
April Fools.
April Fools.
Yeah.
Wait, you just thought you had a working immune system. April Fools. I'm just joshing ya.
Yeah, it's kind of like how some people think that April Fools just means, like, do something shitty and awful, and then say April Fools. That's how your body works.
I hate April Fool's Day as it is, because I'm, like, the most gullible person in the world, and so, like, I already feel like I have to be on edge about anything that anyone tells me. And then there's a day where nobody tells the truth about anything, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with my life?
Although I can't trust anybody.
Yeah, I did really like that Kyle MacLachlan tweet.
It was good.
That was perfect.
Kyle MacLachlan tweeted, he's like, hey everybody, I only drink iced coffee now. and he had a picture of him in Twin Peaks like one of the famous parts where he's drinking coffee, but he's holding a Starbucks iced coffee.
If you don't know Twin Peaks, his character Dale Cooper loves hot black coffee,
and also in real life, he and David Lynch both IRL like fucking love coffee. They actually both have their own line of coffee beans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's awesome.
So him being like, oh yeah, check it out. Like David Lynch made some coffee where he he actually like did research and like tried out, went to various sources and tried out all the different beans and roasting methods and like figured out how he wanted it to get done. I don't know how you do such a thing. I guess you have to. There's probably some sort of company you can contact that'll like pair you up with like this bean provider and this roaster or something, and then package it for you. I don't know, but you can buy David Lynch brand coffee, and it's really good.
That's
Man,
awesome.
I wish my mom liked coffee, because I would so get that for her.
It's not that expensive either. It's like $15 for like a kind of small bag, but that's not a lot more than it would be if you bought regular, not David Lynch coffee beans from a regular coffee store. So yeah.
Well, I might look into it for myself then.
It's real tasty. It's real tasty.
Nice.
What about you, Sam?
So what happened this week? Oh yeah, Travis and Alex got married. Alex being Travis's wife and not the other member of my band named Alex. But yeah, they had a wedding out in the middle of nowhere, and it was great. And we had karaoke, and the guy that was doing the karaoke put on a Red Heroes song that we had given him a long time ago, and so we all sang, and Scarlett wanted to sing with us, and so I have pictures of me and Scarlett singing "I Want to Marry Rick Perry." But it was really cool. Like, I helped the officiant. Turn off your piano, Maddie.
Sorry.
I was listening to Hyper yesterday. I know what that is.
Damn it.
But
I just remember it was on.
But yeah, and so I helped the officiant write the ceremony, and we get to the vows, and I tricked everybody into accidentally saying the lyrics to "I Want to Marry Rick Perry," because the bridge to that song, if you're not a fan of my band, because this podcast has way more fans than my band does, but the bridge says to have and to hold in sickness and in health, you and me under Texas skies till death do us part. And so it sounds like we're just making them say vows.
Yeah.
But then we get to the third one, and both of them just exploded laughing, and it was a grand old magical time. So that's what I did. Yeah. And then my wife started baking homemade bread, and that's been the best thing in the entire world.
Hell yeah. Love to have bread.
I miss real bread.
Yeah, I need to start eating less bread. I just realized that I'm putting on a little bit of weight, and I was like, what the heck? Why am I putting on weight? And then I thought about my diet, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I eat bread for like 3 meals a day.
I'm officially I've officially lost over 20 pounds at this point.
Nice.
So
Fantastic.
I mean, I'm very happy about that. But god damn it, I miss fucking carbs.
Yeah. I
want an entire loaf of bread and like 8 potatoes.
I'm finally taking the jump and getting into vegetarian cooking. I don't have anything against vegetables or anything. It's just that my cooking skill pretty much just encompasses various kinds of meat, because frankly it's very easy to cook meat. You put it on a thing until it gets hot, and then you put some spices, and it's really good, right?
And then even despite what they say on MasterChef, even if you cook it for too long, it's still good. They're always just like, wow, this is overcooked and dry. And I'm like, it looks like a burger. I eat burgers all the time. Whatever. I'll just fucking eat it.
Yeah, but veggies, you have to prep them and cut them and peel them and stuff, and then also if you don't cook them right, they won't kill you, but it might taste it's easier to fuck it up. So
I get them in a bag from the freezer aisle, so there's no prepping those.
So anyway, because of the higher barrier of entry, I had never really made that jump, but just last night I did do some veggie cooking. I mean, it was simple. It was literally just I made an egg. Actually, I felt all Texasy. I made a scramble.
Wow!
I had scrambled eggs,
you.
and then I roasted some various peppers in the oven. And I did put some interesting spices on the peppers, and then I put the peppers with the eggs, and then I combined it with tapatio sauce, and I also drank a Coca-Cola, so I felt like I was back in Austin.
Right?
Now, it wasn't a Mexican Coke.
Okay, I was about to say, because that's the kicker. It's got to be a Mexican Coke.
If it was Mexican Coke, that would have been the literally 100% Austin food, but no, it was not. Hold on, I gotta make sure I turn this alarm off. But yeah, my big thing for the week was that I, as people from the Discord know, I came out at work.
Yay!
Which rules. I was really stressed out about it, and it finally happened, and I didn't realize how much mental and emotional energy it takes to juggle two different genders until I didn't have to do it anymore.
Right?
Yeah.
I legit.
You're very. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was
just gonna say you're very lucky to be in California too, because that's
thankfully it's
a safe haven.
It's gone almost perfectly. There's been a few hang-ups. One, or maybe we'll find out, two of my students have requested new tutors, which sucks. And when I say students, I mean the parents, probably.
The parents, yeah.
But for the most part, it's been fine. And honestly, I don't care. I can deal with the consequences. It's whatever. I'm resilient. I'll just roll with it. Doing it was the big issue. But most people have been very supportive. But the main thing is just I don't know. I got home from work on Sunday night and Monday night, and I just couldn't believe how much energy I had. I guess that explained. I thought I was just a lazy fucker who could never get anything done because I've got some executive dysfunction issues and like to play Sekiro too much. But it turns out that I was just mentally and emotionally drained at the end of every day because of this. And now that that's gone, I'm just holy shit, I'm jazzed up.
It's like your body is a computer, right? And you have background processes that take care of everything. When you're juggling two genders, you have a background process that still has to listen for your dead name and still do all of the things for boy, and not just cutting that one out. And you're just no. Now I have the one. I freed up some RAM, and now I can play Crisis.
I'm by far the kind of person who, when there's a problem, I tend to ignore the problem, and not ignore the problem, but if the problem is very big and scary, I just I downplay and pretend like it's not really a big problem. So I was doing that for a long time with this. I was just it's fine, I'll get around to it, it's whatever. And now that I've done it, I'm just oh my fucking god, why didn't I do this ages ago? Jeez.
It was so much less stressful for me afterwards too. I mean, it was okay, so it was terrifying going into the men's bathroom the first time, but after that, it everything was way easier for me.
Luckily, at our office we have two all gender single stall single use bathrooms.
Yeah.
Although at the other office I work at, we do have a men's and women's, and frankly, I went downstairs to use a different bathroom, but the ones downstairs are locked, so I had to go back upstairs and and solid snake it in there. Just be is anyone looking? No. Okay, cool. But the funny thing is, using the proper bathroom, the women's bathroom, actually makes more sense because when I'm done up, I look real good, and if someone doesn't know me, any person who doesn't know me would just be if I came out of the men's bathroom, that'd be actually more confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, and that's also single use, by the way, which technically means it should be gender neutral legally, but I guess they forgot to label it properly. Whatever. because California is like Austin in that way, right?
That's
dope. Yeah.
Where like if it's only got one person in it, it can't be gendered. Which is a great
it doesn't
law.
make sense to gender those anyway.
Yeah, fucking great law. I think like Austin is good about that. Anyway, other shit's going on, but that's the main thing for me. Obviously, it's a nice deal, and then I played some Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah.
So where we last left our heroes,
when we last left our heroes, including the ones from the podcast, Sam had this dream, right? And he was like, because Maddie was like, we just killed Seymour, and it is a fact in the game, which she was bending the truth, but she was not being dishonest when she said that. And as we'll see in a second, but I took that and was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And we still have like the Jekt of it all. So the game could from here on be focusing on like Jekt and etc. And so I was like, so I'm like, yeah. So I had this dream where Yuna still went through with the wedding and we had to crash it. And Maddie very smartly was like, wow, that's a very weird dream. And that's the second thing we do today. But I'm guessing like this game is like 20 years old now. So like I probably just had like seen pictures and it was stored in the back of my subconscious or something to cause the dream, or I had looked forward a little bit on the LP and didn't like put it in order or whatever.
The wedding scene is really famous. I'm sure you've seen screenshots or maybe even like fan art of Yuna in her wedding garb. Like I feel like it makes total sense that your subconscious was aware that there's a wedding scene, but that's just so fucking funny. You're just like, your dream was just like spoiling the whole damn game for you.
Right? It was so great.
Yeah, so here's the thing. When I made a big deal about how Seymour is definitely dead, I wanted to highlight the consistency of this game's world's rules and how smart they are about that. Mm-hmm. And what's funny is that neither of y'all noticed, or I mean, you'll probably noticed it, but neither of y'all brought up the fact that Aaron tells Yuna to send Seymour, and then y'all get taken away before she has a chance to do that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I noticed when it happened, but it didn't really occur to me for some reason.
Oh yeah, well, it's very quick, it's very fast and low key. I think they're banking on you not noticing it, right? But yeah, as soon as he dies, Aaron's like, Yuna, do the thing, and then fucking Guado shows up and they take his body away, and that's it, right?
Fucking Guidos, man.
Hey, I'm dying here. I'm not gonna stop making that joke. I'm sorry. It's fucking funny. So anyway, so we're on the airship. We just had a lot of plot twists about how religion's bad. Actually, you're about to have a lot more. Everyone's here on the airship because that's how this game is.
Yeah, we're all on the same road, including going through sin and ending up in home.
Yep.
To end up on this.
So apparently, a lot of
airship.
the people from home escaped, so they're all on this ship. It's like the end of Thor Ragnarok. And Donna's there. Donna has a scene where she's like, what do you think would happen if I stopped my pilgrimage? And Goku can be either say like I would judge you or something, or he can be like, who gives a shit? And of course I said,
oh no, the options were yeah, sure, that sounds great, and who cares?
Oh, that's right, yeah. So either way...
He both times is like, yeah, you should quit, but it's just like, you should quit because it's not important, or you should quit because don't die.
Yeah. It's like, the question isn't whether or not she should quit, the question is whether or not you care, whether you care about her as a person.
Yeah. I said who cares because I was like, well, neither of these options are good, but also Donna's awful.
Yeah.
So.
But it's sweet though, she's like, she basically just wants to retire to an island in the middle of nowhere and fuck Bartello for 20 years is what she wants to do. Which, I mean, he's large.
Who wouldn't?
Anyway, everyone talks about their feelings for a while, and eventually they use technology to find Yuna, and oh shit, they see on the view screen that she's wearing a wedding dress and standing next to Seymour. Welp. I guess we gotta go fuck him up.
Again.
Yep.
But just as they're getting ready to do that, everything shakes, and they all do like a little fake tumble like it's a damn Star Trek. There's fiends aboard the ship. They say that some Guado must have stowed away on the ship, but you never fight any Guado, you just fight fiends. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
This is an excuse to level up. So you go and level up a bit, and you fight the fiends, and then you fight a boss. There's a dragon that guards... So where is Yuna? Yuna is in Bavel, which is the biggest city in all of Spira. It is the capital of both the government and of the religion. It's the Vatican, basically. It's really sci-fi looking and real cool. It is guarded by a big old flying dragon.
It's important. It's important to notice that it's sci-fi looking because that becomes a plot point in a second.
Yeah, actually, a plot point.
This is another one where they're just like, "Wow, look how big the city is! Look at all these machines that are in this big city. That just comes with being a big city. It's nothing crazy, right?" Until you get...
it's not. Yeah, that's not Machina. They're just machines.
Yeah, and then we get down later, and Waka's just like, "Man, fuck this place."
There we go. One thing I thought was cool is that there's not like a big dramatic airship battle because you have the only airship in the entire world.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So actually, also they don't really have very good anti-air defenses because why would they? Airships aren't a thing until literally now. So their only anti-air defense is this dragon boss you have to fight. I found this fight difficult. I saw the game over screen for the first time. How did y'all find this battle?
I beat him in like 3 or 4 turns. Like,
it took me one attempt. It didn't take me 3 or 4 turns. I was struggling toward the end.
He has a phase shift at the end. I think he gets some new moves towards the end when he gets to low health. I think.
Yeah. But then I spent a stupid amount of time trying to resurrect people when I could have just pulled Auron out during one of Riku's turns and one-shot it.
Right, just like, that's the thing, it's like, if a boss is towards the end of the battle and all of a sudden they get a new attack and start hitting you really fucking hard, your initial reaction is, oh, I gotta heal. But oftentimes, in this game and other games, your reaction should be, no, I just need to keep hitting him harder so that this is over.
Yeah. I did... I did the first, second of the fight trying to do the pulling away and pulling back and doing all that sorts of thing. But, Sid's really slow and you can't cast haste on him. And so it never lined up where it was useful. So I was just like, oh, in that case, I'm just going to stay up in his face. And if everyone gets poisoned, pull out Riku to do an Albed potion and then put her back and then just keep hitting it. And that's all it took.
Yeah, one thing is that, I'm a ding-dong. I didn't realize that Albed potions also heal all of your status effects.
Yeah.
It says it when you...
Only if Riku does use, though.
Yeah.
Which
is great, though. And then also, what was I going to say? You can cast slow on him, which is great.
That is good.
You can cast
slow. You couldn't
do
it at the end because as soon as you would cast slow, he'd cast
Yeah, exactly. Again. In his second phase, yeah. And also in his second phase, if you pull the airship away, he'll automatically come back with a really nasty attack.
Yeah.
So that's what fucked me up, and that's why the second time I just realized, wait, he's low on health now. I just need to fucking hit him.
Yeah.
My problem is that I hate winning a battle with one person dead, because they don't get fucking XP, I gotta win the battle with everyone alive.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I turned on my first of my, PC/PS4 cheat codes this week, and I turned on bullpen experience because I hate that feeling as well, especially because Lulu can take down an entire thing in one turn, and so she was the only one leveling up from trash mobs, and I'm just like, I don't want to start every trash mob fight by having everybody come out and use an item so then Lulu can win in one turn. I'll just have Lulu win and give everybody bullpen AP. So yeah, I'm a filthy cheater. I wish
I had that luxury. Yeah. Wait, how are you killing everything with Lulu?
I just meant she has strong ass elementals, and so she kills individual mobs all in one turn.
Yuna also knows the same spells, so for me, I just bring out Lulu and Yuna and just wreck everything.
That's pretty much what I have.
I was thinking you meant you found a way to make Lulu attack everything.
No, I'm guessing with how this game does passive skills, it'll be something on your
I actually looked it up. It's not a thing.
It's not a thing at all?
Really?
No.
Seymour's just a filthy cheater?
They simplified the game so much. Turns out there's only a few spells that can attack everything, and that's but they're specialists, like Dimmy, maybe Flare, Ultima,
Because literally all of Riku's attack everybody. So Riku just is proving that she's the best thief in the history of the Final Fantasy franchise.
Yeah.
But yeah, they still don't have the game so much. Like, no, it's not an option anymore. Which, frankly, I think is good because being able to just arbitrarily Final Fantasy IV, like, just hit a button to cast on everyone. That's just really loose game design. That's just bad. You should,
it's
giving the player too much freedom, in my opinion.
I like it on how they did it. Like, this is the only part of the materia system I liked in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Is you had, like, if you had a ring that had 2 slots and they were connected, you could waste one of the slots to make the spell in the other slot be all. So you could add an all materia to your fire.
It has to be non-arbitrary. It's got to be kind of like a fucking thing.
Yeah. Which is why I was figuring it would be a equipment ability in this game, because that's kind of where they put like sensor and piercing and stuff like that. So
no, they just cut it out. Yeah, I went ahead and did a lot of research just to make sure, but yeah, that's turned out. Anyway, though, so we beat that boss. And after that, you crash the wedding. It's very extreme. They're shooting again, very obviously Machina anti-air guns. Shooting at you. They're not very good. They're just little robots, but they're still shooting at you. Your airship literally shoots 2 giant fucking like metal harpoon cables into
It outlaw stars the fuck out of this place.
And then everyone literally grinds down the cables like it's fucking Sonic Adventure 2.
It's so good.
It's great. Also, apparently everyone is capable of doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like how everyone in this world can hold their breath and swim a lot. Maybe everyone in this world also just knows how to grind down things. It's just it's a common.
Everyone wears soaps.
even Lulu, she's just sitting there being all like aloof and goth while fucking grinding down this thing on her soaps.
It was an awesome scene, though.
It rules. No, this part is so goofy.
It's pretty close, but I'm pretty certain this is the most 2002 of this entire game.
It's maximum 2002. You didn't fight a bunch of scripted battles. You're just literally murdering actual people left and right. I guess it's like, well, we already killed a goddamn pope. What does it matter if we just murder all of these soldiers right in front of like the police, or murdering the police? But then, oh no, that Pope's got a gun. My new favorite character, Keenock, points a fancy, obviously Machina rifle at Goku, and all the other soldiers point theirs at the party. Yuna is at the top of this big. She's like at the top of the big staircase, having her wedding be happening. Oh yeah, her wedding is like in like literally they're up there in wedding garb, in front of a priest, in front of Mika, like 5 seconds away from getting the heck married, right? Like that's what's going on right now. So anyway, they got the guns pointed at the party, and Yuna is gripping her staff because apparently you keep your staff on you when you're getting married.
No, she was so. I may have talked to more NPCs than you did. Right? But you learn, I think you learn it beforehand what her old plan was before we thought we killed Seymour, and her plan was to like send him. Well, that doesn't make sense because so you learn it at some point that she was going to send him there, so she had hidden her staff in her robes somehow, and so she was sneakily grabbing it from behind her to go and do it.
I got that she was being sneaky. I didn't realize it was hidden in her robes. I mean, they didn't actually animate that. I was just like, wait, was she just holding her staff like behind her the whole time? Like, what you got there, Yuna? Nothing. Well, why do you have your staff? No reason. Just you never know when it might come in handy. Anyways, so she I guess takes her staff, her extremely large staff, out from under her robes, and she tries to send Seymour. But then Mika shows up. And at this point, you thought that Mika was a good guy, right? Or Mika, rather. Like, oh, we gotta tell Mika. If we tell him, he'll fix everything. He shows up and he's like, hey, party, or hey, Yuna, if you send Seymour, my dudes are gonna shoot your friends.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I still didn't know he was a bad dad. He was just because he's like, look, there's guns pointed at all of your friends. If you send Seymour, like, this is not a safe time to do it. So like, let them take their friends alive, and you can live to fight another day. Type thing.
I totally saw it as a veiled, like, one of those threats, like, it'd be a shame if something were to happen to them, wink, wink. But yeah, I guess it could have been that too. He's just like, whoa, can we stop having all these guns be happening right now?
Yeah.
Anyway, she backs down. And then in an FMV, Seymour smooches her. It's gross.
Yeah.
He's literally a zombie.
And what I think is kind of brilliant, to be CG animators in 2002 and know that the first good CG kiss doesn't happen until The Last of Us 2 in 2019. So they know, like, this is going to look bad. They make it look bad on purpose because she's fighting it the whole time. She's like squeezing her hand like, I'm going to sock you in the fucking face right now. And
she literally looks like she's about to punch him, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good because kisses are really hard to do.
Yeah. So Aaron just offhandedly says to Keenock, hey, are Machina forbidden? And Keenock is just like, fuck off.
Yeah, he's like, there are exceptions, and Waka's just like, oh, got it. The exceptions are the ones you pick.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Waka has a big crisis of faith these last 2 episodes.
Yeah. Waka's funny because, like, instead of him being like, oh no, the religion's fake, he's just like, y'all aren't following the religion.
Yeah.
Like, darn those religious leaders, they're not following the religion.
No true Yevonite.
Yeah, exactly. He's like totally, he's unshaken, basically.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's just like, fine, I'll fucking murder you too. I don't give a shit. Anyway, Yuna plays her own gambit. She backs up to. Turns out they're getting married, like at the top of a fucking dramatic ass tower. So she's just like, let him go, or else I'll fall off this damn tower. It works. The guards back off, but then she still dramatically falls off the ledge, and then she summons Valifor in midair without her staff.
Yeah. She says, "I can fly."
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you fucking can't.
Yeah. When she said I can fly, I was like, oh, fuck. I thought it was going to be Bahamut. Well, we didn't know. Did we get Bahamut just now, or did we get Bahamut?
We don't know that she doesn't have it yet. But yeah, we get that later.
I thought it was going to be. So I didn't know Bahamut. I thought it was going to be the new one. I thought she was going to have it, or Valifor. I knew she was going to have something like that coming. Yeah, coming out of her.
Yeah, so she dramatically in a CG again. She does, like, if you're gonna fall in a movie in a cool way, you can't just like jump like you're jumping off a fucking diving board. No. You have to fall. You have to like prayer fall backwards, upside down, right? Like that's the dramatic movie way to fall off of something.
Yeah.
So she does that, and then in midair she summons Valifor, and Valifor catches her, and then Riku, being smart and seizing the moment, throws a flashbang grenade. And they all escape. And everyone's like, what the fuck was that? Because in this universe, they don't know what a flashbang grenade is. Because it's Machina, and I'll bet are the only ones who know what that is. So everyone's really caught off guard. So they know that Yuna's going to be headed to the temple. So they go to the temple to meet up with her. Whoa, there's all sorts of Machina in these Yevon facilities. Oh no.
It's really interesting to me as someone who's played Final Fantasy VI as, like, their latest mainstream Final Fantasy game, that, like, in Final Fantasy VI, machines were said to be good, but magic was bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And this is, like, the opposite of that.
Backwards. Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, they're all commenting on the fact that there sure are a lot of Machina up in this bitch. And Waka's like, grumble, grumble, grumble.
Yeah, because the temple is... Because they're going to the palace, because the palace has the temple inside of it. And in the palace, which is a holy place, there's still Machina. And he's just like, oh, so, like, there you have Machina even in the holy places. It's not just like, oh, well, these are for defense or whatever excuses you could give. There's no reason there should be an elevator.
And it's literally just there for convenience. Like, it's literally just like, this elevator is convenient, so we'll use Machina because we don't feel like going down fucking stairs. Like, which I think is very pointed as like, no, they don't they do not have a justification for having an elevator. Like, I mean, except for accessibility, of course. They're just trying to not be ableist. I doubt they care about that, though, because they're evil jerks. So they're probably not doing it for accessibility reasons, although they are, good for them.
Good for them. We'll put 1 point on their side of the ledger.
Yeah. Credit where credit is due.
They get to the we have to go through the Bavel Temple. It's a weird temple.
It's bad. It's
I hate it so much.
It's not complicated, but it takes forever.
And it has the issue that's hot button in the Twitter sphere these days because of Sekiro, but you have to like mash the button at the right time, but it also kind of is stupid at like when that right time is, and so like the first bit I'm just falling off constantly, and it was just dumb. Like it's just It's stupid.
I think what might have happened was that, honestly, I think this is legitimately what happened. Like, I think they probably envisioned it as like, oh, you can change what direction you go at these intersections. That's fun. But like, what would have made sense is if you were supposed to like hold down a direction and hit the button. But legitimately, I think the game's engine like doesn't include doing that. Yeah. Like the way this game works, the only thing you can do on the field is press X.
Yeah.
So like they had to design this puzzle where all you can do is press X. So it doesn't work at all. Like, I legitimately think it probably was like we want to do this. The engine only lets us do this. We're not going to ask the programmers to program something new, so we need to just make this work. But they didn't.
At the two complicated intersections, though, it brings you to a stop, and then you have the timing puzzle there, which would have also fixed it. If you just came to a stop.
The funny thing is sometimes it does take you to a stop. Anyway, it's dumb.
It's dumb. And also that you cannot get your secret thingy on your first try, and there's no way to backtrack for it. Like you find out what the issue is that you have to solve for that puzzle after you soft lock yourself out of it.
I had to play it twice.
It's stupid.
Yep. Basically, once
dumb.
you get to the end, there's a point of no return, and after that point, you have to have a sphere in your hand.
Yeah.
And if you didn't already take a sphere with you in your hand, you can't go back. Oh, there is one nice thing. I didn't tell y'all this because y'all probably don't care, but at the end of the game, there's a bunch of secret extra bonus shit, and one of the secret bonus shits requires you to have gotten all of the secret temple items.
Oh, well, fuck.
But like, but I'm pretty sure it's like it's like the Ultima weapon, like super high level boss. So like, y'all probably don't care anyway. Yeah. But one thing that is nice, Sam. Mm-hmm. Say you're doing that and you're annoyed by it, and you can't fucking figure it out, or you accidentally just go right and not left and trigger the cutscene or whatever. When you get to the end of the temple, there is a treasure chest they just give you for free. It's got like an HP sphere, right?
Yeah.
And then if you go, but then there's also the secret bonus item that you, again, can easily get fucked up and not get. Turns out, for the purposes of that side quest I mentioned later, the item they give you for free is the one that counts.
Weird. Okay.
Huh.
At least
so it's like
that.
They knew it was bullshit, so if you fuck this one up, it doesn't block you off from the secret ending. Or not secret ending, sorry, the secret bonus boss. So that's fun. But I did it anyway, because I wanted a slightly better weapon for Kimahri.
Yeah, it's a pretty darn good weapon for Kimahri. It's like plus like 25 or 30 strength.
It's plus a bunch of percents.
Yeah.
I have it. I won't be using it. But
so you finally get to the cloister. Or not the cloister, the inner sanctum or whatever.
The chamber.
And Goku is doing his whole like fuck the rules. He's back on his bullshit regarding fucking the rules and not caring about religion anymore and their culture. And he's like, I'm going to go into the inner sanctum where only Yuna's allowed and get Yuna. And what's cool is, instead of the party being like, no, we got to respect the rules, they're like, yeah.
Like,
please.
We just found out none of the rules matter, so.
They don't like help, but they just watch it happen. And then Kimahri does go over and help him lift up the door. And Goku goes in there, and it's that fucking weird kid from 10 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that weird ghost kid that kept showing up. He's in there. It turns out he's a Faith. I don't know if
I have a lot of questions, but my questions are just about 35 question marks written down with circles and underlines.
I don't know if all the Faith look like that, or if that's specifically the one that has been showing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is this person literally the one that keeps following Goku around, or is it just...
so it's like, was Bahamut following Goku back in Xanarkin, or was that a different one? And yada.
But we finally now have some kind of connection, like, instead of it just being completely random and making no sense at all. So you learn that a faith... We already kind of learned this, but we learn it more now. A faith is a dead person whose soul, instead of being allowed to rest and go to the far plane, they imprison the soul in stone and force them to be a summon. It sounds a lot less consensual than it was last time it was explained.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a little fucked up.
Like last time they explained it, it was like, oh, these respected ancestors lend their strength. And now it's like, no, the respected ancestors are trapped in a stone instead of getting to go to heaven.
Yeah.
Which is not...
Or Guadasalam.
Or Guadasalam, yeah. I mean, frankly, who would want to go there? It's a bunch of fuckers. You have to hang out with Seymour all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ugh, gross.
So, now Yuna has Bahamut, which, if you follow the Final Fantasy series, you know is the best one.
Yes.
It's always the strongest, or at least one of the strongest summons in the game.
Yeah.
It's a huge-ass dragon. In this game, it's really cool. Instead of it being like a fantasy dragon that flies and is like a lizard, it's like a bipedal dragon. Like, he literally stands on 2 feet and crosses his arms, all cool.
He's super rad.
I
love him.
I love the design of Bahamut in this game.
This Bahamut is, like, tied with Final Fantasy 15 Bahamut as, like, my boys.
That's a good one, too. Yeah. Fun fact. So, like a lot of things in Final Fantasy, it's taken from various world cultures. So, do you know where Bahamut comes from?
I've heard it in something else.
Or something.
From what, huh? What did you say?
Eli said Sumeria. I said I've heard it in other places,
except here's
but I
the
don't
thing.
remember where.
It's actually called Bahamut, like OOT, which makes sense. I mean, changing, things change spelling all the time when they're translated to different languages.
Well, and in Japanese, it would be pronounced Bahamut.
Right, but here's the weird thing. Bahamut is a giant fish.
Really?
It's not a dragon. It's not a dragon. It's a fish. I don't know why I don't know why it's a dragon in Final Fantasy. Yep, it's just a fun little fact for you there. One of these days,
was I right about Sumeria?
I think so. I forget.
Okay.
I actually forget which old ancient culture it's from, but the point is it's a fish, though. And yeah, one of these, they should make Final Fantasy 16 where you finally get Bahamut and it's like a fucking fish.
Fucking Magikarp comes out.
And you're like, what? And they're like, were you expecting a dragon? Why would you be expecting a dragon?
So you said that in jest, but it gave me the idea that Final Fantasy 16 should be Wind Waker, like just big old pirate Final Fantasy.
That'd
I'm
be
down
dank.
for it. That'd be good as shit.
Anyway, when they come out of the cloister, our old friend Conic the Hedgehog is there. They get arrested and they go on trial. There's a trial scene, which I'm sure is going to be a very fair trial, right?
We've been to the DMV in 2 separate games, and now we're on trial.
Yep. And eventually we'll probably play Chrono Trigger, right?
Right? With a really famous trial scene.
Yeah. Yuna is being accused of 2 things. 1, almost killing a Maester of Yevon. And 2, instigating an Al Bhed resurrection. Yuna's like, excuse me, we did not almost kill him.
We actually definitely killed him.
Rude. Also, he's the real bad guy. He killed his dad. Seymour being a motherfucker. When she says Seymour killed his dad, Seymour's like, oh, hadn't you heard?
Yeah, like, Ronzo Pope is right there, just like, what? And Seymour's just like, it's no big deal. Remember, we got all this secret shit we're about to drop? Like, it's whatever.
Remember, World Corrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so there's a third Maester here. So there's Maester Mika, who's the head pope, and then there's Seymour, who is the Guido Pope, and then there's Renka? No, that's not his name. What's his name?
I don't remember.
I already forget. Whatever.
I can't remember. They only say it once.
Yeah.
Something Ronso.
Yeah, anyway, there's a Ronso Pope.
Catman
here
Pope.
as well. Who actually becomes a little bit important. Not, like, important later, but I played a little bit ahead last night, and there's a few more mentions of him, so that's interesting.
That's good.
So anyway, he seems like he might be less bad than the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yuna is like, Mika, I gotta send Seymour. And Mika's like, well, fun fact, if you want to send the unsent, then you're gonna have to send me, bitch. And then he transforms into the final boss. I'm just kidding. He doesn't do that. But it turns out that the Pope is a zombie Pope. Turns out the other maesters knew this. What's his ass? Keenock is like, yeah, I mean, look, Maester Mika is really wise, so it makes sense for him to continue leading us forever, even after death. I mean, better a zombie than some dipshit.
Yeah.
Mika talks about how he does a villain monologue where he says everything in Spira dies. Death is the only true ruler in Spira. The only thing in Spira that doesn't die is sin. And Yuna is like, but one of these days we're gonna beat sin, and he's like, no. Nah. Actually, the rebirth of sin cannot be stopped. But still, the life and death of the summoner give people hope. And he's saying, like, it's not futile, because it gives people hope and stuff like that. And then Aaron says one of the themes of the game, I think, he says, oh, so it's not futile, but it's also never ending. And then Mika reveals that we are, in fact, in medieval Catholicism. He says, indeed, that is the essence of Yevon. Yevon is embodied by eternal, unchanging continuity. So, like, yeah, like, the reason everything has been the same for 1,000 years is because the system ensures that nothing ever changes, basically.
Yep.
He's a trad. He's what we on the Twitter world would call a tradcath. He's an integralist. Yuna is just losing her shit during this entire thing. She's doing a lot of acting, and is very upset.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, she doesn't say anything important except, like, no, it cannot be. This sucks. This is bad. Blah, 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 blah. I believe in my friends, right? But, like, she's doing a lot of good acting here. Then they get thrown in jail cells. This being a Japanese this being a fantasy role-playing game, you, of course, are in a jail cell that is like a birdcage suspended on a big thing. That happens in, like, every fucking game.
With bars wide enough that you could easily get out of it.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
I thought it was implied there was glass there or something.
Well, I mean, the way that it didn't look like that to me.
Yeah,
it looked like it was wide open, and Titus, he's holding these bars at his sides, like his arms are out enough that if he just like put his arms down, he could walk through the goddamn bars.
Oh my gosh.
And
also, they are suspended in the air, but the platform isn't that far away. They could jump.
Yeah. Especially because they just grinded down from the stratosphere. They're athletic enough to be able to make that jump.
Yeah, they have very high
for sure.
Agility or athletics stats.
Yeah.
But anyway, Goku and Aaron talk about how everything is death. He's like, man, what's with all this fucking death? What's the deal with death? Aaron's like, yeah, that's just like, it's the circle of death, man. The summoners go on their pilgrimage, which results in death. All of the popes are dead, and even the faith that we get our power from, they're all dead. The only thing that doesn't die is sin. It reminds me of a classic bit of Marxism where Karl Marx calls capital dead labor.
Dead labor.
Yeah. So he talks about how the past rules the future because the labor that someone did in the past, aka accumulated capital, is valued more than living labor, aka actual labor. Anyway, that's my Marxist take. It's not. It won't be the last one, I promise.
It's not your first time you've said those exact set of words for Final Fantasy X either.
Oh, really? I brought up the dead labor thing in this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was either this game or like the one of the last episodes of Legend of Dragoon, but it was like handful of weeks ago.
Oh well. Anyway, it's an important thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the dead are ruling the living once again. So, instead of killing them like fucking reasonable people, the bad guys throw our heroes into a dungeon. They throw them into the Via Purifico. And in their defense, they also do send assassins to the exit. Did y'all pick up a weird vibe with Keenock here?
No, but Seymour did because Seymour kills him.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I kind of had a hunch, like, Keenock's being all weird. Like, for example, Seymour is like, I'll go to the exit of the dungeon, just in case they escape. And Keenock's like, I'll go with you, too. And Seymour's like, you don't trust me? And he goes, would you trust someone who kills his dad? Who killed his dad? And Seymour's like, fair. I kind of had a hunch that maybe Keenock was going to end up, like, being good, actually. You know, like, he was going along with the bad guys, but just because he kind of had to, and now he's going to, like, secretly let you go free or something. Maybe, like, maybe he has his own thing going on.
Like, they were playing up his relationship with Oren, so I thought there was going to be some sort of, like, the blood of the brother covenant is thicker than the blood of the church covenant.
And I still think maybe that is the case, but he dies before we get to find out.
Yeah.
So there's something weird about Keenock, and I like his voice actor. He's like, everyone else in this game is like exaggerated cartoon voices, and he's just like, hey man.
Yeah, normal guy voice.
Yeah, he's got a normal guy voice. Yeah.
Isn't that Quentin Flynn?
Wait, really?
Keenock? I thought Eli had said that like a couple weeks ago.
Maybe I did. I don't remember.
If that's the case, then I definitely forgot. Hold on, let's find out.
I'll look it up real quick while you guys talk. Okay. While you two talk. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of using gendered language.
Oh no, spoiler alert, he shows up in 10 too.
Okay. So there's a spoiler there. Don't know what it is. It's just like, I know Tin 2 exists and Yuna is the main character, so therefore it's spoiled that the ending is going to be something besides Yuna killing herself.
Yeah.
So, no, he's Roger L. Jackson.
Okay. There was somebody that was Quentin Flynn that same episode we met him, and so I just put them together in my head.
Yeah, I remember that too. Oh well,
yeah.
A while ago.
Anyway, it was 3 weeks ago. We're in a completely different game now.
So anyway, we now have a dungeon. The music is really fucking pretty.
Quentin Flynn is Isaru, by the way.
Okay, that's who it is.
Well, we're gonna see him today too.
Yeah, and just like literally the next line of our notes.
The dungeon has one of the most famous tracks in the game. It's just a really, really pretty. It's probably an Uematsu track. It sounds like an Uematsu track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous.
It's good.
It is really good.
The piano collections version of it is, well, it's already a piano song anyway, but the piano collections version is more elaborate and goes on like various virtuosic tangents, so it's really nice. Anyway, there's this two-part dungeon. So the first part is you're playing as Yuna, which is cool, and you collect all your party members, or some of them at least, and then you have to have a Pokemon battle against Isaru.
Well, the first part where I was trying to collect people with Yuna was hard because Kimari has like no health because I never use him. I don't know if I said this when we were recording, but I'm saving him because he's sitting right next to Ultima.
Oh, right.
So I'm waiting to get my level 4 keystones, so I have not done any leveling up with it.
I haven't even gotten any level 3s yet.
I have some level 4s. I have some
level 4s, I just didn't have enough.
What?
Yeah, I have some, but not many. But by the time that I got them, I don't
know. Magic
drops from bosses, chests.
I've been exploring and stuff. Maybe who knows? Maybe the expert is different. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just haven't used them because I was like, oh, I'm not going to get level 4 keystones for a while. Let's go make Kimari a Waka, and now I'm halfway through Wakas, and now I have them, and I'm not going to backtrack. I'm gonna because I'm almost through Waka enough to go over to Oren, which is what I want Kimari to actually be. I want him to actually be useful, and plus strength and plus health is important for that.
My Kimari is fucked. Like, he started off being like Waka, and then he started being Lulu, and then he started being Yuna, and now he's gonna go be Riku. He hasn't gotten more than like one fucking circle away from the starting point. He's just been circling around. He's fucking stupid. It's entirely my fault, but he's still fucking stupid. Right now though, what happened was I was at one point where I just could not decide what to do with him. I was like, am I gonna keep going in this dumbass direction? Or am I going... Because I had gone on some tangent because I wanted to get, like, life or something like that. So I was like, do I backtrack, which will take, like, 6 fucking spheres to backtrack? Or do I use those 6 spheres to just go really deep into Riku Land, right? And get a bunch of nice stat bonuses. I couldn't decide. So I just accumulated spheres. Like, eventually I had, like, 9 sphere levels for him. And I just could not decide what to do with them.
I wish Kamari had a special thing where like he could move the 3 at a time when you backtrack. He could do that in either direction, just because like where he is now, like to get him to anything useful, like to get him to Orin, I have to level him up as a Waka for like 16 sphere levels before I even can make it over to Orin, and it's weird. I would wish that he could be selective because he can do everything. I feel that would fit the archetype they're trying to go for with him.
Sam, you probably do have the like friend sphere.
I have some like black magic and white magic spheres, but that's it. And I gave Kuraga to Lulu, and I gave all of the Agas to
Friend
Yuna.
Sphere is literally you can teleport to any sphere that any node that one of your friends has activated.
That's dope.
Yeah, if you had a friend sphere, you could just yeet him over to Waka Land instantly.
Yeah, so that'll be great. That'll answer the design issue I'm having with him right now.
It's weird that I have one, but I don't have a level 4 key sphere. Maybe boss drops are weird in this game.
Yeah, and or maybe it's when they redid the sphere grid, they included the sphere, the timing of the spheres that you get at the same time.
Yeah, they also changed like when you get things. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, because like I've come up against level 4 locks a lot, like not just the ones in Kamari Land. Like there's ones between, like to give Lulu strength to cross over into Orin Land. There's one which like I get it, but like they're just everywhere, and so you probably have less of those because you have more crossovers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, you have a Pokemon battle against Isaru. He's like, look, y'all are traitor to Yevon. I gotta kill you. Sorry. I'm really glad that after winning this battle, you don't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That would make me very sad. You just beat him, and you're like, bye. Then you play as Tidus, and you go through Tidus's part of the dungeon. It's Tidus and Waka and Riku. You're swimming. You have this boss battle where the whole boss... Huh?
I was about to say, the random mobs are more of a big deal than the boss battle is.
You get to this boss battle, and there is like a trigger command where I think you're supposed to like open the door, and I bet if you open the door, the boss like chases you, and then you have to like open the door again or something.
That was how I did it the first time, and then I realized, oh, why did I do it that way? I missed some chests, so I'm gonna redo it.
Yeah, so like there's a fun gimmick that you can do if you want, but the thing is, I just killed him because I wanted the experience points, so...
Yeah.
I mean, you still kill him at the end. You get backed into a corner, but he can't reach you, so then you just use your ranged attacks.
Okay, see, I thought, I was thinking, if I run away, then I don't get any XP. Anyway, the funny thing is, if you kill him without doing the gimmick, because again, in this game, boss battles take place in the actual same field as the field. So if you kill him without running away, then you just have to swim through this long, empty tunnel where the boss battle is supposed to have been happening.
There's no music, there's no random fights.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds boring as shit. I'm glad I did.
Well, at least there's no random fights.
I wanted the chests.
It's kind of chill, actually. You do get a chest, which has, I don't know, something good in it, probably.
The chests have, there's 2 weapons. One is for Tidus that has counter, and one is for Waka that has counter and evade.
Nice.
I must have missed that chest. I only saw the Tidus chest.
They are so good, especially for when I was grinding on the next part. Yeah. Like, having counter.
Hell yeah.
Counter is especially great because they will counter even if the attack misses them.
They evade and then counter. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't believe I missed that. The chests, whatever. Anyway,
too bad the rest of these cutscenes are super duper long, and there's no way I'm gonna sit through them all again to go through this.
The party all meets back up. Finally, for the first time in like 5 fucking hours, we have a 7-person party. The bad guys show up. Seymour. Oh no! Turns out Seymour killed Keenock. It was nice.
He's probably going to come back to life somehow because A, he's in the sequel, and B, that's kind of what everybody's doing these days.
It turns out this game's like Homestuck, where death doesn't really matter.
Right?
You die. You do wonder, like, wait, if you can just die and then just keep on chilling, what's it matter? I do think though that it's like, oh no, if you die, it makes you like go insane.
Yeah.
The land of Spira, where religion is fake and the death doesn't matter.
Yep. Anyway, Seymour goes on a hella evil villain monologue. He's like, he not sucked. He was overly ambitious and was like an evil vizier and was going to like had his own like career things and was probably going to betray us, and he was always being sneaky and conniving. But he was also so worried and stressed out all the time. And now he's dead, and now he is at peace, and death is just such sweet slumber, don't you know? And then he's like, speaking of people dying and being at peace, if all life on Spira were to end, all suffering would end. Don't you agree? And they're all like, no, we don't agree with that. You lost me. It's like I just realized I'm fucking a broken record. I've already told my story about Battleship Potemkin too, haven't I?
I don't remember.
Have y'all seen the film Battleship Potemkin, or Potemkin if you're pronouncing it in the Russian way?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Have y'all seen that movie? Oh, well, it's
no.
Super old ass Russian movie, right? Super old, very influential film. At the beginning of the movie, the battleship is arriving to the port in St. Petersburg or whatever, and all the people it's a silent film, so all the people are cheering, and they're cheering, and then it shows title cards, right? So they're all cheering, and then it's like the title card is like, hooray for the motherland, and then they cheer more, and it's like, hooray for Admiral whatever, and then they cheer some more, and it's like, hooray for our soldiers, and then they cheer some more, and it's like, death to the Jews, and I'm like, whoa, wait, hold up.
Whoa.
And I'm like, whoa, this just took a turn.
Holy shit.
I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not really. It's something like that.
That's amazing.
So anyway, Seymour, he's just like, yeah, by the way, what if we just killed everyone in the world?
Yeah.
Sin did nothing wrong.
Oh god.
Yeah, it turns out that he wants to become the next Sin. In whatever way that works, that hasn't been explained, but he wants to become the next Sin, and he wants to destroy all of Spira, I guess, so that people don't suffer anymore. Cool. Goku replies, you're totally nuts! We were all thinking it.
We were.
Yeah.
Seymour becomes more Tetsuya Nomura than you could possibly imagine.
Yeah, this reveal was really cool right here, because Kamari, gets mad, as you would, when he's like, I'm going to kill everyone that you love, including yourself. So Kamari stabs him with a spear, and Seymour just laughs, and then turns into Kefka for final boss form.
Yeah.
Well, it is sort of Kefka, and it is sort of One-Winged Angel, but it really looks more like a fucking Kingdom Hearts villain.
Yeah.
Because it was made very similarly to the same time as Kingdom Hearts. He looks like Sora's, white drive form.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Anyway, yeah, he looks like he's like a white and silver robot wizard.
It's rough.
It's rough. So Kamari is like, you gotta protect...
He's got a trilobite hanging off of him.
Yeah.
I like how they don't explain where that thing came from or how that matters. It's just like, yeah, I've got a little buddy now. Kamari's like, go, I got this. You gotta protect Yuna. So they run off. Then after a bit, Yuna turns around and is like, wait, we need to go back and save Kamari. I can't just run away. Goku realizes there's a loophole. Everyone's like, we're guardians. Our job is to protect you. We can't let you turn around and go fight the boss. And Goku's like, no, we're guardians. So if she runs off, there's nothing. We just have to follow her. And she's like, you got a point. So she runs off and everyone follows her. I think this whole thing.
And what I think is great is when you get back over there, Kamari smiles like he knew that you weren't.
He fucking knew. Yeah, he's like, okay, cool. I had to fight the guy for 5 minutes, but now y'all are gonna help me. You have a fight. He didn't beat me, but he does go pretty hard. His attacks hit for fucking damage.
Yeah. Thankfully, his defense is piddly, and so this was when I was doing 3,000 to 4,000 a hit with Lulu and Orin.
Yeah.
So it just became keep switching in enough people to keep Lulu and Orin alive and keep going.
One of the great things too. I was actually using bio with Lulu.
Mm-hmm. Does it work on him?
So I poisoned him. Yes.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
It works on him. It works on him, but not on his little trilobite friend.
I didn't even know you could target the trilobite friend. That would have made my life.
You can kill the trilobite, and then the trilobite will suck life out of Seymour.
Man, that
so what I
did cool fight,
was when I got him down to like just over 24,000, because the guide I was using said there's a phase change at 24,000 HP. So I got him to like 24,400. Then I did a mega summon with Yuna and summoned Bahamut.
Yeah.
And used Mega Flare, which hit both Seymour and his trilobite friend. So not only did it do a shit ton of damage to Seymour, it killed the trilobite, and it then the trilobite regenerated and took 4,000 more health from Seymour.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was super helpful. What was I gonna say? There was something else about it, and I forgot. Anyway, it did a lot of damage, and it was cool. Oh, he automatically dismissed Bahamut afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
He was
really
like,
cool.
fuck your summon.
Oh, I just realized why the battle was hard for me. The trilobite has the ability to petrify your people. And then after that, he keeps using this physical attack that's called, like, Clay Shatter, or something like that. And the funny thing is, like, I think I had, like, Yuna. Like, Yuna was stone. And he uses Clay Shatter, and I'm like, oh god, that sounds like the name of an attack that would shatter someone made of stone. But he didn't use it on Yuna, he used it on, like, Riku. And then later he used it on Arn. And basically, I kept healing the stone, right? But sometimes I got a little lazy, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit the bad guy once before I use this... fix someone's stoneness, right? Point is, turns out I was right. Eventually, he did stone Yuna, and then did use Clay Shatter, and Yuna shattered into a zillion pieces. And if that happens to one of your party members, a person doesn't sub in to replace them. You just have two party members now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And you can sub those two out, but, like, you can't have a third party member for the rest of the battle. So, I was like, oops. I totally saw this coming. I was just too lazy to stop it from happening.
I immediately used a soft the one time someone got fucking petrified.
Yeah, I had a variation on Yuna, Lulu, and Orin taking up 2 spots, so whichever one I wanted to do. And then I had Tidus haste Riku, and Riku being the third spot, so she goes every turn, pretty much every single turn was Riku's turn, and she would
if
just...
she's hasted, she's fucking lightning.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And she had Kiraga for me, too. She's the only person I know that in my party that has Kiraga.
That's so stupid. Your game is broken.
my party is stupid as shit. Yeah. Anyway, we beat him. It feels like they had a little bit of a budget thing here. I don't know. You beat him, and after you beat him, the screen just fades to black, and we don't see anything like happen. But apparently they got away. They don't say whether we killed Seymour. I'm guessing he did a villain like "I'll get you next time," because otherwise they would have just sent him. I guess they just get away. Goku narrates that Yuna's faith is now shaken. Very, very... She's real shook. They're now in Macalania Forest again, chilling. The party's like, hey, Yuna went off alone. You should go, just you should just go check up on her. Wonk. So... Yeah,
if you talk to everybody multiple times here, there's like 3 or 4 things for every person. I go hard on these party hangout scenes.
Yeah, me too.
But they're like, it's all up to Yuna's decision right now what we do. Like, are we going to live on the lamb, or are we going to continue our pilgrimage? Like, we get it, like, whichever one she wants to do, but, like, we kind of can't make any choices until Yuna decides. It's unfair that she has to have all of this responsibility, but them's the breaks. So, hey, pretty boy, go and talk to her and make her feel better.
Yeah, go fix your problems so that we can not be bored.
Right.
But yeah, so he goes and hangs out with Yuna, and they have a really long conversation.
And we get to see the scene that's on the cover of the special edition.
Yep.
Yeah,
she talks.
I was wondering when this would come in.
She talks about how heavy her burden is. She says that she's been trying so hard, and it's finally like hitting her how hard she's been trying, which is very relatable for me. Like, I get the idea of all of a sudden just being like, oh my god, I've been running myself ragged for a very long time, you know? And just sort of having that come down moment. Goku says, I know the big secret now. They told me. I know you're gonna die. He apologizes for all the things that he said because he figures it made her sad. She says, no, it made me happy because you're so fucking dumb. No, she just says it made me happy. She doesn't say why, but you can imagine a lot of reasons why using...
Yeah, it's like optimism, hope, etc.
Well, yeah, and just like the fact that he cares about her so much, even though he's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Goku is like, what if you just don't do the pilgrimage? Like, seriously, just live your life. Yuna seems to be actually considering this.
Yeah, like the whole rest of this, like the romantic half of this scene, sounds like them she's decided at this point she's not going to do it, and so she takes the rest of the scene to examine what that looks like for her.
Yeah, so she's worried about letting everyone down though, and Goku's like, well, like Waka and Lulu would have your back, and she's like, oh, well, what about Aaron? Fun fact. Y'all probably didn't pick up on this because it's actually very subtle, but I am going to bring it up just in case. I probably didn't pick up on it my first time through the game either. Aaron is more concerned with them getting to Xanarkin than everybody else is.
Oh, yeah. I got that.
Okay, yeah. Like weirdly more concerned than everybody else is. Like, he's the only person who's like, no, we're going on this pilgrimage. Like, for him, it's not just about supporting Yuna. Like, he has his own reasons why he really wants to do this.
Maybe because he's dead, and I don't know.
There's a reason later, which is why okay, cool. Y'all picking up on that. Cool. Well,
yeah.
Congratulations, y'all are smarter than I was when I was 13 years old, which makes sense because I was a dumbass 13-year-old and a dumbass 27-year-old. Anyway,
it's dumbasses all the way down.
Goku's like, look, I'll talk to Aaron, it's fine, and she's like, no, I have to tell him myself. And she doesn't say, like, I would tell him myself. She's like, I have to tell him myself, a.k.a. I am deciding this, actually. But then she's like, well, what am I going to do? And he goes, well, we can go to Xanarkand. No, the real Xanarkand. My Xanarkand. We can all fly there. And at this point, I'm like, oh, no. Now they're just talking fantasy. Like, they're talking about things that are not realistic. That means that they're just shooting the shit at this point. They're not really doing it. We can all fly there and have a big party at my place, and we can all watch Blitzball. And Yuna goes, well... what would we do after the Blitzball game? Wonk. And Goku's like, oh, hell yeah, we go clubbing. Like, she's literally like, what would we do at nighttime, cutie? And he's like, I don't know. I know this good bar.
And my favorite thing is she then, like, is like, even at night, wonk. And he's like... yeah, like, Xanarkin's the city that never sleeps. Like, there's always something open.
I've been in a situation like that.
I've been teeted so hard.
Where, like, someone very clearly wants to, like, go back to my place or go back to their place. And, like, and here's the thing. I'm not an idiot. I fucking know. Or, no, I have a hunch. But I'm too nervous to, like, actually... I don't want to actually assume that and let them know that I'm assuming that. So I'm like, let's go do something else. Anyway, eventually, though, the illusion shatters. Yuna just starts crying. She's like, I can't. This is all fake. I can't do this. I have to do my pilgrimage. And then Goku fucking goes for it. He just goes for it and smooches her real good. And it's CG, and then the song plays, and it's real sad. It's a great song, but you don't get to hear the whole song. Kind of annoying. They cut it. You hear like half of the first verse, and then it skips to the chorus, and then it ends, which is too bad. I don't think you ever hear the full song in the game, actually.
Wait, not even in the credits?
In the credits, it shows up again, but I'm pretty sure it's like a different version with like an orchestral arrangement, kind of like in Disney movies. You know, they always have like, now here's Celine Dion singing the song.
Yeah.
It's not as good.
Yeah. It's never as good.
The actually is a gorgeous song either way, but like the rock music arrangement with like the it still has some strings, but it's got like a guitar and drums, and it's got some like more like traditional Japanese instruments. I don't know much about that. I just know that that's what Uematsu said. Yeah, anyway, you also look up the song. It's fucking great. It has some very interesting arrangement decisions. Anyway, they fuck. I don't know if they actually fuck. They smooch a whole lot in the lake.
They mouth fuck.
Yeah, they're smooching, and in this world, everyone can breathe underwater for like 1 million years. So they're just like 10 feet under the water, just floating in a fucking lake, and everything is like starlight and stuff. It's really, really beautiful, and they smooch a whole lot. It's well animated, actually.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Fun fact: apparently, when they made this scene, a lot of the game's designers' wives saw it and were like, "Do y'all not fucking know how kissing works? Like, this looks terrible." And they made them redo it. And the funny thing was, apparently, the reason they made them all redo it was because like none of them had much experience with kissing.
Wow.
Like, that's really embarrassing. Like, these game designers are literally like, yeah, we don't know what kissing is because we're all fucking nerds.
That's so great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this you saying that this scene is basically the kissing version of there's this book series that's really popular called the King Killer Chronicles, and a very important part of that book is that the guy is a really good musician. However, Patrick Rothfuss is not a very good musician.
You can definitely tell.
So you can 100% tell. And so this is like, yeah, and so they kiss, and it was such a good kiss. They like went underwater. There was like space around them and shit. It's just like,
God, I fucking hate the King Killer Chronicles. Sorry. I
really liked all of it except for the music bits. Like, there were definitely parts where he was Gary Stu really bad, but
very Gary Stu.
But also, spoilers for the end of the first book. We know all the Gary Stu stuff is a lie because Bath comes out and is like, yeah, he's lying to you, but he has to get this out so that we can get to the real shit. The real shit happens in book 3, which isn't out yet. So I understand not liking it now.
Book 2.
But yeah, I understand the issues with it, but because of that ending with Bath makes me hopeful that book 3 will be a little more of the like, okay, so when I said that I was awesome, I actually sucked, etc.
But no, I totally agree though. Like you can tell when if someone goes on and on about how magical music is and it's super spiritual and beautiful and how it is like touches their soul and how like it moves everyone and how like the grass and the trees and the feelings, they're not a musician.
Yeah, not at all.
If someone is super dry and technical about music and seems like they feel no emotion whatsoever, they're a musician.
They love music. Yeah.
Like and that's because like, and some people like, actually I dated somebody once who was like, who said something like that. She was like, you talk like, like she was talking about how the way I talk about music and how like it's so technical and it's like I have no emotions. And I was like, no, you don't know a single, like you don't play a single lick of anything. You don't understand, like that's how you express your true love of music.
Yeah. Is
by being extremely, like the more you love something, the more you want to know about it and the more you're actually extremely dry and technical about it, basically. Like think about scientists, the people who are like, I fucking love science. They're the ones who are all like, science is beautiful, whereas actual scientists are just like, let's look at some stats, you guys. You know what I mean? Anyway, the kissing scene is nice. Afterward, Yuna's like, it could be that they're actually just kissing, or it could be like, no, they fuck, they're just not going to say that in the game. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
it could be a very big Casablanca right now.
Yeah, so. It's just being metaphorical here. They're fucking.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yuna's like, I gotta do it.
A train goes into a tunnel, and a lighthouse shines on the camera, and then they're wearing each other's clothes when they wake up.
There's lots of liquids. Anyway, Yuna's like, look, even if I was with you, which is interesting that she actually says that out loud. She says, even if I was with you, I would never forget. Then they look at each other a whole lot. And then they're like, oh shit, we gotta get back to the party. And then there's a really cute scene where they can't decide if they're gonna go back together or separate. She's like, you go first. We don't want them to know we were fucking. And then
my favorite thing is, my favorite thing is Yuna like puts a stop to it because she just grabs Titus's hand and is like, nah, we're gonna go in holding hands.
Again, like that's an actual real relatable thing. It's just like, oh, do you want the rest of the friend group to know that we hooked up?
Right.
And then she's like, fuck it. Yeah, we do. And and then we talk to the party a bit more, and she's like, all right, let's go to the next temple.
Mm-hmm. And so what bothered me a whole lot is you get out of the dungeon and you see a safe spot, but Oren is in front of it, so you can't
fucking click on that goddamn save point.
So then when you go back after the thing, I'm like, all right, Oren will have moved, and I'll save at the save point. The save point is gone. That's just a useless goddamn save point.
What? Yeah, what the fuck is the point of it? I was so mad. I was like, let me save. Let me fucking save.
I actually thought that was the save point we were going to be using. I too hastily looked at the Let's Play and didn't realize that you cannot use that save point.
Yeah.
Luckily, the next screen has a save point.
Yeah, the next screen has one, so it was no big deal. But it's still one of those. I'm just like, why was it even in there? Like, I'm guessing we go back to Besaid later in the game. You can just give me a yes or a no. You don't have to go into it.
Besaid?
Do we go back to Besaid? Yeah.
Okay, I'll just tell you. At a certain point, you get the airship for real, and at that point, you can go anywhere if you want to, but you don't have to.
Is there more shit in Besaid, though?
Yeah.
Okay, because in that first dungeon, there's save points everywhere, and they're all in the fucking trees. And I'm just like... Is this them just trying to tell us that these are real things and that actually exist
by
just putting them in trees?
For ages was like, how do I get up there? Like, there's more level.
As a 28-year-old, have been trying.
I should have warned you. Yeah, when you get the airship, you can use the airship to land on any place you've already been. But sometimes the landing point is a place that you haven't actually been to.
Oh, okay.
So if you fly to Besaid, you land in an area you haven't been to, and that's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, that's it for the week. Even though it kind of reminds me of Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. We've had like a million twists, but yet the goal is still the same that it was the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Which was kind of like, I'm liking it here, and I didn't like it in Final Fantasy 15, and I'm betting it's just like. It just barely missed the mark for me in 15 because it was like my biggest like sticking point. I was like, literally, there's no twists. There's just developments, but not like interesting developments.
Yeah.
But here it's like all the developments are really, really cool and interesting, even though the plot is still just walk to all of the temples.
Yeah, they're still going to Zanarkand, but now they have a lot more emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for the week. What are y'all's memorable moments?
I had one earlier, and I was like, "Oh, I should jot this down." No, I'll remember it, and then I don't remember it.
Nice,
so,
good job.
I don't really have anything in particular aside from what we talked about during the.
Oh, I will say, just as an aside, more than a memorable moment, being on this airship with all of these Albed really made me want, because like I've been doubling my saves just because I'm lazy, and on the PC when you hit the save point, it highlights on new save instead of slot 1.
Oh, really?
So I've just been hitting new save. So technically I'm on like 75 saves because I've saved at every single save point on a new save, which then means I have easy access to just go and load saves and get all these Albed primers and then just import them
and then just yeet them out.
Yeah, and being on the airship with all these people I can't understand really made me want to do it, but I didn't because I decided I don't care about those. But we may see that's some bullshit. I may go back and care, actually.
I had a few. There's one really funny one. When you're on the airship, Waka is like, did y'all see Yuna? What was that thing, that crazy fancy outfit she was wearing? And Lou's like, it's called a wedding dress, you fucking moron.
I remember what mine earlier was when you're on the airship, like they have a hang out and talk to everybody on the ship quest, as it were, and then when you finish that one, you talk to the person who's like, "Oh, we found Yuna. She's over here. It's going to take us a while to get to Bevel. Go and talk to every person on the ship again." And it was two of those back to back. The second one you could talk to just Oren and Sid, I think, and skip it all. But like everyone had new information, so of course I was going to go talk to everyone.
Obviously. Yeah, this game does a lot of those. I would play an entire game that was just a shit ton of those. I mean, I guess that's what I'm doing right now.
I think I like the ones in Legend of Dragoon better because I feel they use it less, and when they use it is more important in Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, it's like, more pointed. Here it's like you hang out every time you say it in.
Yeah. And most of the time people are just like, whenever you're ready, let's go. And I'm just like, well, why couldn't you just be in my body for this? Like, why did we have to have the scene for you to just say, let's go, etc.?
Yep. I like how Goku seems to be getting even more optimistic, headstrong, and confident to the point where people are commenting on it. It's becoming like, instead of it being a flaw in his character, it's becoming like his strength. When they first find out that she's having the wedding, they're all just like, oh god, this is a really big deal. And Goku's like, what's the big deal? We're just going to crash the wedding and fuck everyone up. Let's go. And when he does that, what's cool is that everyone kind of looks at him and they're like, yeah, you're right. Like, cool, yeah, let's go.
He's becoming... go ahead.
Oh, no, you go on.
Okay, I was going to say, he's becoming like a Digimon protagonist where like their go-get-itiveness is their main character trait, and it lets them be a leader, even though Yuna is still the de facto leader here. It still lets them be a leader and inspire everybody instead of just being annoying. Like it's the perfect amount of like undying optimism.
Yeah, it's like becoming his superpower, basically.
Yeah,
which is cool.
When you're facing evil gods, you kind of need somebody to just be super optimistic.
Goku's having the best kind of character arc, which is instead of becoming different, you just become more the same, but in a good way. My other thing is, there's two really nice occasions of romance in this. One thing I really loved in the CG romance scene, I don't know why this matters to me so much, but they're smooching, and then there's a shot of them, like, figuring out what to do with their hands.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes when you're smooching with someone, like, there is that question of, like, how are we actually going to orient our bodies? What are we doing? And anyway, they interlock their fingers. And, like, I don't know, interlocking with someone's fingers is kind of more romantic than actually kissing somebody, frankly.
It's kind of like
it's a very good thing to do.
Kind of like when Lavitz died and Dart interlocked his fingers with them.
Yeah.
Through OTP.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a nice touch that the animators thought to put in. And then later when they hold hands after having their big scene. It's funny. It's like we were just making the fuck out, but for some reason holding hands is still a big deal.
Yeah, and like it's so it makes this romance in this game, like I don't know of anybody that like ships other characters for this game, because like I'm sure there are, because people will ship fucking anything. But but
Kamari like, X Lulu.
But it's like this romance is so believable and not like just a plot thing like it is with so many things where it's just like, oh yeah, like she obviously loves this guy. That's like part of it. So like why would I change that more than just like someone gives lip service? Like, no offense to Dart and Shauna, but besides the ending of disc 2, like Dart and Shauna are kind of like replaceable as the OTP, but you couldn't take out even this scene. You couldn't take the scene out to then have Tidus and Yuna end up with anybody else. And that's why the golden saucer scene wasn't a date. It was just riding on the back of a snowmobile.
Totally. And just like I like the scene because it's just like Yuna is just like, look, at this point, I'm gonna die in like a couple days. I've lost literally everything. I don't give fucks anymore, so why would I hold back?
Yeah.
Why would I not just smooch this extremely attractive person? Anyway, that's it for the week. So just to talk about where we're going next week. Next week, it's going to be pretty short probably. Not a whole lot of plot stuff happening, but we are getting to the point where a lot of side quests are going to open up. So if you feel like not training monsters, but like hunting monsters and then fighting them in a monster arena, or if you feel like racing chocobos, or if you feel like doing an optional side quest to get an optional summon, which is cool, or like 5 other fucking things, I don't even know, whatever, then you can do that this next coming week. The stopping point, so this game has it has 2 big fuck you bosses, and we're about to get to the first one. You know what? I don't care. I'll just spoil it. It's Seymour. We're fighting Seymour again on top of a goddamn mountain. You'll definitely know it when you get there. I highly doubt any of you listeners or players will be beating him on the first try. So the save point before Seymour, safe. If by some chance you fight Seymour and beat him, then I guess backtrack and save. But more likely you'll save, then you'll go and get Seymour, and you'll be like, oh, this is the part with Seymour. And then you'll die, and then you'll have already saved your game, and then you will stop playing. So yeah, the save point before the big Seymour fight at the top of the mountain is our stopping point for next week. And just FYI, after that, we are in Xanarkand.
Yay.
So, holy shit.
Yeah, it's Avengers Endgame up in this bitch. Yeah, that is it for the week. If you are enjoying this good old pod and want to chat with us, you can do that in a few ways. We've got a Twitter at RPG Book Club. We got an email address, rpgbookclub@gmail.com. We've got a Discord, which has a link in the description. If you want to help us pay for stuff, please consider donating on our Patreon at patreon.com/rpgbookclub, or I'm going to type it in right now. What's the Ko-Fi link?
It's just Ko-Fi/rpgbookclub.
It's co.fi, right?
It's co-fi.
Co-fi.com
/rpgbookclub.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
RPG Book Club.
I'm
going to type it here, and then copy it into our template later. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, patrons get to vote on our next game, and we'll get the video series, the JRPG Canon, 2 weeks before it is released to the public. If you donate via Ko-Fi, you don't literally get to vote because the voting is on Patreon, but you can still, what is it? Send an email or something?
Yeah, SC hit me up on Discord. I can also reach out to you via Ko-Fi and ask what your vote is, and
so you'll just vote manually by telling us what your vote is, and we'll count that. Yeah. We'll count that in the vote. Yeah. So that'll be it. Please vote for Shining Force. We're not even going to pretend to be neutral here.
No.
So we
will tell you directly so you can listen to us. We want Magic Knight Rayearth to lose. We love the game. That's why we have things planned for this game.
Yes.
But those things are not wasting a best of the rest vote on Magic Knight Rayearth. The game is 4 hours long. We don't want to waste a best of the rest vote on Magic Knight Rayearth.
Yes.
Be reasonable. And of course, the reason why we're being so partial is that if everyone does decide to be unreasonable, then that will be extremely funny. So, so you can do what you want. Just know that you are going. You are what's the word? Going against God. In classic JRPG style. You are defying. That's the word. You're defying God.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been RPG Book Club, and I have been Maddie Webbin.
And I have been Sam Allman.
And I have been Elias Sailor Eli Warren.
Bye, dorks.
Toodaloo!
Yeah, I've been recording for a hot minute.
I've been recording, yeah.
Perfect.
I wanted everyone to hear our spicy Christmas music, very timely Christmas music discussion.